I'm going to show you some of my favourite ways to use a hot smoker indoors to impart great flavour. I'm going to talk you through how to use it. We're going to go right from the unboxing, show you what to expect. These have made it super accessible at home. I absolutely love them. They come in 2 different sizes. We've got a large one there which will do, a good family size, but these little ones do 2 to 4 people, no problem. You'll see we've got different packaging, but they're pretty much the same product. So this one, the larger one, is the one we're going to use today. I'm going to open it up so you can have a look. Really simple, there's not much in here because you don't need a lot to make great flavour, so it's just the box. Just like that. So we've got, it's a tray, it's a very sturdy one, really nice heavyweight. It's got a nice handle if you want to hang it up later as well. That more later. So you've got the lovely lid, and then underneath, take that out. It comes with some wood chips. We'll have a little look at those in a minute. There's equipment, there's a user guide. We've got the rack here and the tray. Chips, let me just show you what they look like. Kind of like little shavings of wood. Oh, they smell great actually. They've got a really nice flavour to them. And this one is hickory, should be a slightly coarser grind. But basically what you're doing is you've got some wood chips in the bottom here, and then you add on this tray, which is kind of works like both a heat and a smoke diffuser, in there like that, and then you put whatever you're smoking on the little rack on the top, and you can do it either way up. If you want it to sit nicely in the moisture on the bottom to keep it really nice and moist, you can have it that way. If you want to turn it over, it's got some little feet on it so you can lift things above the liquid. These are so easy to use. You can use them on pretty much any cooking surface that you want. You could, on your flat top, electric hob, gas. You can put these in the oven as well once it's been smoking for a while. You can put them on your barbecue outside. You can take it camping. So I'm going to show you just how to set it up. So we're going to use the hickory ones today. What you need to do, if you look at the bottom of the tray, just there, I'm going to put just a little pile of these in the centre. I'm actually going to use a spoon. You want about, just like that. One more. And what you do is you make right in the centre of the smoker, resist the urge to spread them out. You want a nice pile of them because you don't want it to burn too quickly. So if you spread it all out, the smoke will be gone in seconds. So then what you do, get your tray, pop that on top, and then you put whatever it is that you're going to smoke on the top here. This one would be great for cooking fillets of fish. You could smoke tofu in it, beans. We're going to talk about smoked hummus and things later. That is so simple to do. You could add pretty much anything. I've even smoked cocktails. The other good thing is that you can add things in the bottom here alongside your wood chips. You always need the wood chips because that's what you need to generate the nice smoke that you're looking for the flavour. But you can add other things like herbs, spices, tea, chai spices would be really nice. Anything that you think would complement the flavour of what you're smoking, you can add that in. You just don't want to add anything that's too wet or too sweet, because if you add really sweet things into there, they'll caramelise and burn and you'll wind up with a very bitter flavour. It'll put your wood chips out, so you don't be wanting that. Really nice. So yeah, like I said to you, once you've got the thing in, whatever you're smoking, you slide this back on. When you start the smoker off, which I'm going to show you in a second, you want to make sure there's a gap. That's to let some of the smoke out. We don't want to be keeping all the smoke in there for 2 reasons. One, you make it go out, basically there's not going to be enough going on in there, and 2, you do want to let the smoke out. You want the smoke to pass over the food and leave flavour behind, but you don't want it to sit in there and become too much and a little bit toxic. I'm going to start you off by showing you the thing that everybody always wants to start with, salmon. Salmon is such a super delicious thing to smoke because it takes on smoke really, really well. Everybody loves it. An absolute classic. So, to start off with, we've got our couple of tablespoons of our hickory smoked chips in the bottom, and we're just going to pop that on there. This is our hob, it's on high. That's all you need to do, to be honest. Pop that in there. Now, like I said, you could add some herbs and things into here. You could add star anise, orange peel. Do you know what? I'm cooking a couple of pieces of rosemary. I think that would be really nice with the salmon. I can smell that starting to get going already. So I'm going to pop my tray on the top. You'll see, I don't know if you can catch that on there, but you'll see it's really just starting to smoulder in the middle there. There's a darker patch. So that's exactly what we're looking for. Pop that on there because that'll speed the process up by keeping the heat in. We've got a really nice piece of salmon. All I did was literally put some salt on this about 10 minutes ago. What that does is it kind of opens the pores on the surface of the salmon. It firms up the texture a little bit, but most importantly it allows the smoke to penetrate it a little bit more. I've left the skin on this because I don't want it too smoky. If you want it more smoky, you can take the skin off. We want to keep the heat in as much as possible. Get this going. So we'll just leave that little gap there with the handle. When we see the smoke start to come out, that's when you know that you can turn your heat down a little bit and everything's good to go. Can you see that smoke really starting to come out now? So we've still got our hob on high at the moment. I'm going to turn it down a little to just about halfway. This goes up to 6. If I go to about 3.5, we're going to look at that again in about 10-15 minutes. So while that's doing its thing, the salmon is getting lovely and smoky. I'll tell you about some other things you could do that I absolutely love to do with this. Cheese. Obviously you can buy smoked cheese, but why not try it yourself? If you've got leftover cheeses, this is one of my perfect little hacks to making the best mac and cheese or cauliflower cheese. I love it. So get any of your little pieces of cheese. We've got a nice piece of blue here. What I would do is freeze it first because you want it to be as cold as possible when you do this. When it's frozen, pop it in your tray exactly like we have done with the salmon. Once the smoke is coming out just like this, turn it right down to super low and then just give it about 10 minutes. You just don't want your cheese to melt too much basically. It takes on lovely gentle smoke flavour. I would use more of the lighter woods, something like beech or it'd be amazing. Like I say, best thing to add into a risotto or a collie cheese, anything like that, or just eat it to be fair. Nuts, that's another thing. If you're having people over for drinks or anything like that, you want to do something a little bit different, you've got some boring old nuts. What I would do would be to add some flavoured things like a flavoured oil. You can get lots of lovely infused oils or some herbs or some black pepper, things into the nuts, toss it over and then pop it in your tray in the bottom. You don't need that rack if you're doing nuts, and just give them, again, about 10 minutes. The reason that I would add oils and things to these before doing that is liquid is one of the things that makes something take on the smoke nicely. So drier products don't smoke as well as slightly more moist ones. And who doesn't like to talk about a little bit of booze? Cointreau, that would be an absolutely amazing thing you could smoke. It's really simple really. All you need to do is get a little dish and pop it in there. I would use it to make something like a Cointreau old fashioned. That would be really nice when you think about it. You put orange bitters in an old fashioned and it tastes incredible. Cointreau would be amazing. Some kind of nice warm cocktail for the winter. You just don't want it to get too hot because we don't want to evaporate the alcohol. That would make a cocktail pointless, wouldn't it really? So yeah, you just want to leave it. You only need a few minutes, maybe just 5 minutes. Be amazing. Let's take a look at our salmon. Perfectly cooked. It's taking on some beautiful colour. This one there looks really nice. Put that onto there. Perfect. So good. Got some forks. Just going to take off some lovely flakes. Look at that. Perfectly cooked. Couldn't. And that, how simple was that? It's absolutely perfectly cooked, flakes beautifully. And that was about 25-30 minutes for this size piece. Leave a comment down below to let me know other things that you would love to smoke or have tried and how they turned out. You can find the link to buy the Cameron smoker in the description of this video.